This is an extremely accurate representation of a Perry-class frigate. Rather creepily so, because this is the McInerney. I read it off the back, and I know how it's pronounced because I served on the Gallery, which is FFG 26. Same exact type of ship. So every little detail that you see here is correct, which is frightening. It tells me that whoever made this actually served on the McInerney, more than likely. So, yeah, I'm trying to rush this, so I'm probably going to screw it up. Let's see how badly I did. Surprise, surprise. Sun shines on a dog's butt. Anyway, take a quick look at the carrier and then off to KMSO. My apologies for my load time. I'll tell you right now, and my load time is as bad as it is even with a solid state drive. I think it's because of my meshes. So they take a little while to load, especially the one down here. But as you can see, we have our own little carrier group, and now I have put instructions together for how someone can make this scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Everything except for the ships, because I don't know how to get those just right. I mean, I can give you the information for that, but I'm not sure if it's going to look the same when someone on VATSIM lands on a X-plane carrier versus a Microsoft carrier. But everything else, the pylons, the boxes, those should all be exact, especially the boxes, because that is an ortho image. All you have to do is put the ortho image in the right place, and it will look just fine. And I have coordinates all set for all that. So that is talking about getting the X-plane scenery into Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now let's take a look at an attempt to get the Hovercontrol scenery into X-plane. Change location. KMSO, Missoula, Montana. As you can see, this has got a few gates. For those of you on Hovercontrol, if you still have the old scenery that makes it look like there's not a whole lot going on at Missoula and it's a nice sleepy little airport, not so. Missoula is actually a pretty busy airport. If you take a look at Google Maps down above, you will actually see a heavy there. I mean a full-blown 4-engine heavy sitting on the runway in Missoula. Why? I don't know, but it is there, as well as a number of more medium-range passenger jets. So Missoula is primarily, I do believe, helicopters, business jet, but it does handle the larger stuff. So let's see here. Get rid of our caution. Excuse me a moment. Now, timber, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you will at some point, timber in X-plane is the one and only Bluebell in Hovercontrol. So that's a little something I did not know. And Timber is the maker of this wonderful aircraft. So, but one thing I keep noticing is that the cargo hook and the, sorry, that's Tracker XP. The cargo hook and the landing light often end up being in the on position when I come in, and I'm not sure what's going on with that. But now they have gone away. Okay, if you will look, my frame rate is terrifying. Well, it's still 20. Looks worse, though. Okay, let's go take a look around KMSO. Sit her up and lift her off. So there's the main tower. Yeah, that's rough. I'm not sure what has been going on lately. I was getting 35 frames per second with no problem. And lately it has not been so good. So this is stock X-Plane scenery for KMSO. And I actually have the objects turned down a little bit. There are more objects. So this place looks even more busy if you turn your number of objects up to the maximum. This is one step below maximum. And you can see one of the wonderful things that we have is traffic on the roads, baggage carts running around, etc., etc. Now what I had to do in X-Plane was I had to commandeer a parking lot, because that is where the boxes are and the hover circles. I'm not sure why. That's just where it is. So I have tried to place these exactly where they are in Microsoft Flight Simulator by using an overhead JPEG image of the area that I found online. So the boxes are, as best as I can place them so far, exactly where they're supposed to be, so that if someone in Microsoft Flight Simulator was using the regular KMSO scenery and flying in VATSIM with someone on X-Plane, if one of those people was in the middle of a box and hovering, it should appear to the other that they are in the middle of the box and hovering. Even though the boxes themselves and the hover circles, they look very different. But, you know, green versus not green, and H's in them versus arrows. The point is someone hovering inside the box properly or not? Okay, that's what we're looking for. Can people do the exercises? So once again, as I mentioned, you get in the box and you come to a stop. Better than that. And you do your thing, you know, very, very slowly, slower than that, lower than that, and slower than that. Okay. We're going to stop looking foolish here and having my old friends at Hovercontrol laughing at me. But now, as I mentioned, the one thing that's missing out here is the pylons. I don't know the coordinates of them. You know, if somebody over at Hovercontrol who knows a little about scenery can do a check, see what the coordinates are for each of the pylons, I would really appreciate it, because that way I would be able to turn right around and include them in this scenery. But that is the gist of what's going on here. Now with this, we could be able to meet in VATSIM at KMSO and fly, or at the New Zealand training ground. I am polishing the New Zealand scenery. It's almost ready. This scenery, I do want to get the pylons installed, and the other thing that I would really like to be sure of is if I could get someone from Hovercontrol to come and sit in each of these places, or even just a couple of the boxes, to give me to give me a double check to make sure that they're in the exact same place, and if not, just kind of sit on them until I make the adjustments, because I can make an adjustment, reload my scenery. And if you are sitting in the middle of a box and you don't look that way to me, then I know I need to move the box. So anyhow, that's enough babbling from me. This is what we're looking at. X-Plane people, please check out Hovercontrol at www.hovercontrol.com. A lot of fantastic information over there. And hopefully we can start getting some people together from either sim or both together and start practicing again. Start having some fun. And with all the mountains that are around both of these sceneries, I'm sure there's plenty of trouble that we can drum up and get ourselves into. So, and remember, one of the best exercises of all is follow that car. Or in this case, follow that truck. So, like I said, there's always plenty of trouble to get into. Not everything is serious training. Not even remotely close. But, you know, learning speed control is a good thing. And these oh, no, you don't. Those birds, if you happen to notice them, they will cause an actual bird strike and you will crash. And for some reason, though I have disabled them and disabled them again and again, they keep coming back. Excuse me, goodness. It's what happens when I take my hand off the collective to cough. Alrighty. You have the general idea. Hopefully we can get some people together. And let's have some fun. You know, and if you don't know how to fly helicopters in either sim, please, you know, get a hold of me. I am Vorlin, Vorlin, in the X-Plane forums. And again, in the Hovercontrol forums, I am NCD. That's November Charlie Delta. And I look forward to seeing you all in the Sims on VATSIM. Because unfortunately, at the moment, that's the only place I can get online. Now, I need to put this down and not on a baggage cart path. Fortunately, they do not do collisions. But still, it doesn't look very good to have a moving baggage cart cruise right through your aircraft. With that said, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you soon.